Good evening. Hi, I'm Suzanne LaFollette Black, and I am here to welcome you to this fabulous celebration this evening. We're so glad that you could be with us. First of all, I'd like to thank our North Carolina Symphony players, Danielle Hahn and Jackie Wilborski. Also, a special thanks to Apple Annie's Bake Shop of Wilmington and Brown's Sweet Treats of Kinston, creating a very special dessert for each award winner. You know, this is our third annual AARP North Carolina Coastal Inspiration Awards. And this is the first time we've done it virtually. So thank you for working with us on this. This has been exciting to have the opportunity to be sure that we make sure that you all are recognized and we all can just applaud you. We're going to make this a spectacular evening. I can tell you that Ramal made sure that we had better weather. And I know we're going to have sunshine tomorrow. His magic always works well. So let's have fun with purpose tonight. So now I'm going to turn this over to Wanda Wooten. Wanda?
Thank you for joining us tonight. There are many people who should be appreciated, given gratitude, recognition, and appreciation for who they are, what they do, and have achieved in life. Tonight, we recognize these special individuals and organizations who go the extra mile every day to make positive difference in their communities. As our AARP founder, Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus' motto stated, to serve, not to be served. And that is very much true for the recipients who embody that vision. So thank you and have a great time tonight. And let me turn it back to Suzanne.
We're very excited that we have an opportunity to hear from our state director for AARP North Carolina. His name is Mike Olander. Right now, he's on a plane and he's heading up to see his family. He extends his well wishes and congratulations to all of you. And let's hear from him right now from his pre-recording.
Hi, I'm Mike Olander. I'm the state director for AARP North Carolina, and I want to welcome you to this evening of inspiration event, celebrating some of the terrific work that took place during the year of 2020. As you know, AARP is an organization that serves at all levels of the community, from the national down to the grassroots level, neighborhood by neighborhood, street by street, block by block. And throughout the work that we do, it is a privilege for us to serve alongside other people who work with different organizations and different interests, but all working together to make an impact, to make a difference in the community, especially when it's needed most. As we all know, 2020 was a devastating year for the country with a pandemic that we have never seen before. And we, of course, are far from out of it. However, it is really important for us to hit the pause button as we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel with vaccinations, for us to be able to look back at some of the truly terrific work that took place when we most needed it throughout 2020. And so it's really a privilege for us to be able to honor many of you out there here today who made such a lasting impact in your community. Again, answered the call to service when it was needed most. And we salute you for your effort, and we look forward to working with you closely as we move past the pandemic and onto new challenges. I also want to highlight and recognize our AARP volunteers. For more than 60 years, AARP has been making a difference in communities throughout the country. None of the work that we do would have been possible without you, the volunteers. And so in a moment, you're going to see a video that's going to highlight some of the successes that AARP North Carolina saw during 2020. Again, it was a very unusual year, but it was also a very typical year in the sense that the selflessness and commitment and passion of our volunteers rose to the call and found new ways of giving back to the community. And so we thank you for your commitment. We thank you for the opportunity to work with you, both in AARP and out of AARP. And I know we're all going to get through this together, but that's the key point here, is that we're going to do it together, not individually, not isolated, but in serving others. So again, thank you all for being part of this evening. I'm sorry I can't be there with you. Right now I'm on a plane as you're listening to this probably, but I am with you in spirit. And so thank you and congratulations again to all of you who are being awarded tonight.
AARP North Carolina is strengthening Tar Heel communities and advocating for what matters most to families: health security, financial stability, and personal fulfillment. AARP is working to empower people to choose how they live as they age. Our dedicated state staff and volunteers are everyday innovators in aging, recognizing that aging is a constantly evolving concept. For most, 2020 brought on significant new challenges. During this important election year, AARP worked hard to make sure voters knew their voting options and could vote safely. The pandemic hit older adults and nursing home residents the hardest. Nearly 40% of the nation's COVID-19 deaths were nursing home related. That's why AARP and its volunteers worked with the legislature to make our long-term care facilities safer and to find innovative ways to improve healthcare access and outcomes. But we have a lot more to do in 2021. In the coming months, AARP will be pushing for continued support for safety measures, including PPE, testing, and addressing the nursing home staff shortages. AARP will also be seeking greater broadband access, enabling the advancement of telehealth, and easing outdated restrictions that have become a barrier to healthcare access and affordability. The pandemic has also shown how vital it is for Americans to have savings they can depend on. AARP will be working to enact a program designed to boost retirement savings options and will be working to fight back against the fraud and scams that threaten nest eggs and identity so workers can take control of their future. More than ever, AARP has been keeping people connected with virtual learning opportunities and enriching activities with their family, friends, and neighbors. As the pandemic enters darker days this winter, AARP will continue its work in the community level, providing a bit of sunshine to those combating social isolation and stress. And as we spend more time at home and close to home, AARP is working with cities, towns, and counties through the AARP network of age-friendly communities to make sure the places we call home are great places for all ages. AARP knows that volunteers make us an effective voice for our state's growing population of older adults. We hope you'll join us and get involved. Learn more about what AARP is doing in North Carolina and where you live by visiting states.aarp.org/North-Carolina. Stay informed about what AARP is doing in North Carolina by signing up for our state advocacy alerts. action.aarp.org.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be with this group again and wish we could all meet in person. What I remember from last year's celebration and see in this group is a love of community, a lot of hard work, and an amazing spirit of cooperation. Given the trials brought on by COVID, I want to say thank you for how you've pivoted. And I want to encourage you all to hang in there. As a volunteer myself, and in my role as state president of North Carolina AARP, I hear about the many issues the aging population is facing. It is so hard to combat social isolation and find new ways to stay engaged in the community. So what you are doing is by creating connections and serving your community is critically important to us all. When I look at the accomplishments of this group in 2020, I want to close with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It goes like this: "We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now." And to that end, I want to congratulate you guys for building not a boat, but an ark, and say thank you for all that you do. Audrey?
Good evening. I'm Audrey Galloway, Manager of Advocacy and Outreach with AARP North Carolina. We are excited to welcome all of you to AARP Coastal's Evening of Inspiration, a night where we honor community servants like you who help make a difference in the community and in the lives of the 50+. I would like to take this time to thank each of the award recipients for all that you have done and all that you will do for the people of North Carolina. We know that your work doesn't end tonight. We also know that you have been a valuable service and have worked hard to achieve both organizational and personal goals, even during this unprecedented time with COVID. In so doing, you have made a significant difference in the lives of so many. We are honored to honor you. And speaking of honor, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing tonight's Masters of Ceremonies. All the way from WWAY-TV's Good Morning Carolina show, please join me in welcoming Donna Gregory, WWAY-TV co-anchor, and Ramel Carpenter, WWAY-TV meteorologist. For those of you not from the area, Donna Gregory may be a familiar face to many viewers. After starting her career with stops in Illinois and Oklahoma, Donna spent a dozen years as an anchor and reporter in Raleigh at WRAL and WNCN. She then went on to work in Wilmington. And she has been writing, consulting, and volunteering and focusing on family since moving to Wilmington. Donna is a welcome addition. We also want to welcome Ramel Carpenter, who is the WWAY-TV's Good Morning Carolina show meteorologist. He is a native of North Carolina, a UNC Charlotte alum, a sports fanatic, and a Star Wars geek. Great combination there, Ramel. Wow, his charismatic ways with the news and the weather, he makes it always sunny, even when it is raining. And I wish over the last 2 weeks, Ramel, we'd had more time to spend together. So join me in welcoming both Donna and Ramel. Thank you both for being here. Take it away.
Okay, Audrey, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's nice to see you in a double box with me. Oh, wait, you're over there. Yeah, here we are. We're together, and it's wonderful to be with you all. Thank you all so much for inviting us to join you for this wonderful celebration. Thank you for coming tonight. We all know it's been a really trying year because of the pandemic. But because of this, you have made a difference to make the coast stronger and resilient for today and for the future. AARP Coastal wanted to say thank you by recognizing your outstanding goodwill, your acts of kindness, and assistance to those in need during this difficult time. We'll recognize the individuals and the organizations who have done stellar work to make a social impact and a difference here on the coast. Tonight, you will hear a brief story on why they were nominated, and then you'll also hear from the nominees themselves for the AARP NC Coastal 2020 Inspiration Awards. And it is my great pleasure to hand this over to one of my dear friends and a very brilliant meteorologist, and mark my words, a rising star in the broadcasting industry, Ramel Carpenter.
Oh, you are so kind, Donna. Thank you for that. And we'll get this party started. Donna and I are about to introduce 11 individuals in 13 organizations who are nominated in 11 categories. And we just want to say thank you for all you have done and you are still doing in the coastal region. So let's get this party started, everybody. First award up is the Lifetime Achievement Award winner for individuals. And that goes to Dr. Dan and Karen Gatovi. Dan and Karen are catalysts for a change as a power couple in our exemplary and selfless community service. Karen served in the legislature for New Hanover County, as well as served on various boards and committees, i.e. WHQR, STAGE, past Deputy Director of North Carolina Division of Aging and Adult Services, and Dr. Dan is a co-founder of Wilmington Health and Lower Cape Fear Hospice, known as Lower Cape Fear Life Care, as well as the Community Health Clinic and a hospice. They demonstrate care and compassion in everything they do and believe in a hand up and not a hand out. I'll give this award to the Gatovis.
We're pleased to be here. We're happy to be recognized because we are proud, particularly of Dan's achievement in starting Lower Cape Fear Life Care. Gosh, it was in 1980, I think.
That sounds right.
That the idea came through. Dan heard about a program in Connecticut and said, my patients need this. We have to make it happen. And he got a group together who helped him and raised some money and got the community behind it. And it really didn't take too long before we had a hospice going here in New Hanover County. I've been I've been a champion for human services programs as a county commissioner and then later in the legislature. And I really got to know how important AARP was in making sure that the community knew about programs, utilized the programs, and got the services that they needed. A lot of the money came down from the federal government and everybody wanted a piece of that money, but we made sure that the aging programs got more than their fair share so that we could expand programming for the elderly, again, in New Hanover County and across the state.
All right, thank you guys so much. Give it up for the Gatovis. We'll move on to our next award, which is the Lifetime Achievement Award winner for organization, Lower Cape Fear Life Care, Gwen Whitley, CEO. This caring organization has served Southeastern North Carolina and Northeastern South Carolina for over 40 years. They are respected as one of the best healthcare providers in North Carolina and the U.S. They have diversified to serve the needs of the community with a recent $1 million grant on dementia programs, i.e. memory care partners, services, and programs, as well as expanded educational opportunities in addressing the opioid dilemma. They serve over 1,000 patients and support to families as well as community organization collaborations to provide access to quality supportive services to all concerned.
We are so honored and excited to receive this award tonight, and I am honored to accept it on behalf of Lower Cape Fear Hospice Life Care, on behalf of our board of directors and our team members. The award tonight is especially special because we're honoring Dr. Daniel and Karen Gatovi. Lower Cape Fear Life Care will be eternally grateful for the vision that both Dr. Gatovi and Karen had for our community, recognizing that there was a need for hospice and palliative care and embracing the fact that grieving was a difficult process and we needed that resource in New Hanover County and in the other counties in the area. We are so grateful that the vision was there, but not only the vision, the commitment and dedication and this grassroots movement that both they were involved in. So thank you, Dan and Karen, for raising your hand, putting your hand up and reaching out and creating the wonderful organization that exists today because of you all's dedication and vision. Thank you so much. Over the past 40 years, and it's been over 40 years, Dr. Gatovi and Karen, Lower Cape Fear Life Care has grown to be the largest not-for-profit hospice in Southeastern North Carolina. Our staff always, I hear them say that they are so honored and privileged to provide care to our patients. Many times we have lots of accolades from our patients and families, but I can assure you that patients and families impact and touch our clinical staff just as much as we provide care and support for them. We have definitely grown over the past 40 years. None of this would be possible, though, without the support of our volunteers, the volunteer group that started Lower Cape Fear Life Care, but the volunteers that are part of our care team. Our donors have supported us and made so much possible for the communities in our area. And last but not least, our board members, they have really pulled together over the past 40 years and supported this agency. But none of this would be possible at all without our clinical staff. And they are our heroes. They are out providing much needed medical care. And they're seeing over 1,000 patients a day. Think about the impact, Dan and Karen, that you all have had, 1,000 patients per day. And without that vision, we would not be where we are today. We look forward to what the future is going to bring for Lower Cape Fear Life Care. We're excited about the dementia care, our education, and all the services that are needed in this community. And we are grateful for this award. Thank you, AARP and WWAY. We are honored and we appreciate it.
Moving on to our next award is the Community Service Leader Award for Individual, which goes to Kinston Mayor Don Hardy. Mayor Hardy is a dedicated visionary leader who believes in collaboration with a can-do management style to get things done. And because of his commitment, Kinston has been revitalized as a North Carolina Main Street city and governor's hometown strong, as well, instrumental with Lenoir County becoming enrolled as an age-friendly community with AARP and the World Health Organization. His Kinston Walks Pedestrian and Mobility Project has residents involved in making a positive difference in safety and on the roads, neighborhoods, and mobility. He's also a Navy veteran, a former police officer, and we want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your passion, Mayor Hardy.
It is a distinguished honor to have been recognized out of 33 counties in the East. You know, I just want to be an inspiration to everyone I encounter, encouraging anyone I'm connected to become passionate leaders, no matter what position they hold. Hopefully, the work that's being done is an inspiration to leaders across our state. I would like to thank AARP Transportation for America, City of Kinston, our great planning department, and our Lenoir County government for striving to help make Kinston a more healthier, safer, and more connected Kinston. You know, there's a few words I would like to leave you with. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are we doing to help others? By Dr. MLK. And as I look around this particular Zoom, I see that everyone here are dedicated to helping others. We must do whatever we can, however we can, whenever we can to help impact the lives of others for the better. Mayor Don Hardy. Thank you, AARP. That's my time. I appreciate and love each and every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. AARP and C, I yield back. Thank you for the time.
Moving on to our next award is the Community Service Leader winner with for organization. And that goes to the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina at Wilmington. Beth Gaglione is the Executive Director. The Wilmington Food Bank supports the community and enhances the lives of residents by providing food and meals to eradicate food hardship and food insecurity. In 2019-2020, they distributed over 10,703,067 pounds of food, which equates to 8,919,223 meals. That is a lot of meals, guys. With over 9,000 volunteers hours donated, this food bank focuses on community health building sustainable solutions with education, supportive services, and food resources. They recently received a grant to expand their footprint in the community with a new facility to provide cooking classes, community gardens, and so much more. The Wilmington Food Bank is part of the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, who was awarded the Food Bank of the Year in Feeding America.
I'm really just going to speak from the heart tonight. I wrote a few things down, but I really just wanted to tell all of you, first to the panelists, and just say what an honor it is to sit here with you, particularly to the Gatovis. I've read about your work with hospice and just overwhelmingly proud to sit here beside all of you. The food bank's mission is to nourish people, build solutions, and empower communities. And when I think about an organization like AARP North Carolina, and I think about how aligned our work is, it just makes sense for us to be collaborative with AARP. There's so many things that the food bank has done over the last 40 years that they were all very proud of. Winning Food Bank of the Year this year was amazing. Celebrating our 40th anniversary was amazing. Being a part of bringing this community back during the pandemic and helping as many people as we have was really amazing. It was really hard work. We're seeing a 48% increase across the board of people who need emergency food. That's really, really hard work, but it's really gratifying work. But one of the things that I miss the most in the pandemic is seeing our friends from AARP come in and pack our senior boxes. Carol LeBlanc is with us today, and I'm really proud of the work she has done to bring a group of people together who are so committed to helping seniors in our community. And I could name a whole bunch of really sort of big picture things that the food bank has done for seniors in our community. But I think when it comes right down to it, it's really about people who want to help people. And the demonstration of our AARP volunteers coming in monthly and packing those senior boxes is really the best representation that our food bank has of building solutions, empowering communities, and nourishing people. So I'll keep my comments brief and just say thank you so much for this from the bottom of our hearts at the Food Bank. We're really grateful and honored to be with you tonight.
And now moving on to our next award is Creative Community Partnership Award winner for an individual, and that goes to Josh Stein, North Carolina Attorney General. Josh Stein is a strong fighter against fraud and believer in consumer protection and fraud prevention. He has shut down telemarketing scammers and secured more than $293,000 in refunds to victims of elder fraud, as well as protected seniors against identity theft. He's empowering consumers through education on how to protect yourself against fraud, especially vaccine scams. Our North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein could not be here with us tonight. However, we have a pre-recorded message, a thank you message from him to share.
Hi, it's Attorney General Josh Stein. I want to thank the AARP for this recognition. I am both honored and touched. My job as Attorney General is to protect the people of North Carolina, including from fraud and scams. We just recently released our top 10 complaints of 2020, and it will surprise none of you that the number one complaint involved robocalls, more than 10,000. But the number 5 complaint was elder fraud. We had 1,500 complaints. Many of those, of course, began with one of those robocalls. We do everything in our power to hold the wrongdoers accountable. When we can find them, we take them to court. But unfortunately, sometimes it's difficult, which makes public education all the more important so that we can reduce the number of people who are victimized in the first place. The AARP is an invaluable partner in this work. I am so grateful for the teletown halls that we do together, and before COVID and hopefully soon after COVID, we will do our scam jams across North Carolina. It is all about protecting the people of North Carolina and giving them the information so that they can protect themselves and their loved ones. Thank you again, AARP, for this wonderful recognition, but more importantly, thank you for all that you do to make North Carolina safer and stronger.
Thank you, Josh. And we're going to go ahead and get to our next award, which was a tie. This is the Creative Community Partnership Award winners for an organization. We have the Frank Harr Foundation / Seeds of Healing Incorporated and WARM, Wilmington Area Rebuilding Ministry Incorporated. These two organizations collaborated together to heighten awareness of HIV/AIDS through the Names Project AIDS Memorial Quilt in Wilmington, which over 30 quilt exhibits were displayed throughout Wilmington with the Cameron Art Museum and support from AARP North Carolina Coastal. A virtual quilt display highlighted the epidemic during this pandemic to thousands of people on the coast. Educational opportunities / workshops continue to eliminate the HIV/AIDS burden of stigma through advocacy and social justice for all. We're going to give this award to Shelley O'Rourke and Virginia Hager.
The Frank Harr Foundation is thrilled to be recognized by AARP for our collaboration work with Seeds of Healing. We found that our work together brings greater awareness to underserved populations and those affected by HIV. The yearly Quilt Comes to Wilmington event uses public art to bring awareness to a public health crisis. We look forward to seeing all of you at the Quilt Comes to Wilmington this December. And thank you very much. We are very honored.
On behalf of Seeds of Healing, our board and community we serve, we thank AARP in coastal North Carolina for this honor in acknowledging our efforts to end the HIV epidemic, normalizing the conversation around HIV to reduce stigma and commemorate those affected by the epidemic has been very fulfilling. Over the past couple years, it's been a pleasure to work alongside the Frank Harr Foundation for the Quilt Comes to Wilmington as we spread awareness in the Southeast region for HIV awareness and LGBT health promotion. We are greatly appreciative. Thank you and congratulations to everyone.
Well, moving on to WARM, Wilmington Area Rebuilding Ministry Incorporated. For the third year in a row, WARM, a nonprofit organization, has won this award due to their fantastic safety-related home repairs for low-income homeowners. During the pandemic and 2018 hurricane, volunteers have helped numerous at-risk homeowners with home repair and safety. They are in the midst of building a home repair haven to accommodate volunteers and expansion of their work to serve more underserved communities. Recently, they expanded their service area to include Onslow County, We just want to say thank you for your caring spirit of community service. This year is JC Lyle.
Thank you so much for this great award. It's beautiful. I'm trying not to get my fingerprints on it while I have it here at home. I would love to accept this on behalf of all of our great staff and volunteers and board members and funders. I just praise God for bringing them all to WARM because they make such a difference every day. They're committed to helping our homeowners age in place, and nothing can stop them, not even a global pandemic. We had a great year in 2020. And so thank you, AARP. You're actually helping us celebrate our 25th anniversary this year. So it's a wonderful thing to have this happen this year and to be able to share it with the rest of WARM. And I thank you to the other nonprofits and other organizations represented here tonight, because it's such a privilege to serve with you. And I've learned so much from you and have been inspired by you for 12 years as a director of WARM. But I want to leave you all with another thank you. And this one is from one of our homeowners, Miss Patsy. And I think it sums up why we do what we do. She says, WARM made me feel like I mattered. They showed me compassion, but not pity. They made such a difference in my life. And those words just move me every time I look at them. And the secret is the folks that we serve are so resilient and grateful and powerful that they make a difference in my life, I think, more than we do for them. So I'm just grateful to serve with you. I'm grateful to work at WARM. And thank you again for our wonderful award. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend.
Thank you so much. Our next award here is the First Responder Award for Individual, and that goes to David Hegler, who's the Curie Beach mayor. He has served on the fire department for over 25 years as a volunteer. In addition, he is the Curie Beach town's emergency manager. He's respected for his teamwork and leadership to keep folks safe from harm's way. He truly cares about folks and is very proud of his lifelong residency of Curie Beach. Dave is a retired Navy captain. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your community service. David?
Thank you very much, Mel. I really appreciate it, and thank you, AARP. It's an honor to be chosen as a first responder representative. I would like to point out to everyone on the call and everyone in the audience that our first responders have had a challenging year. To be chosen to represent them in 2020 is humbling, to say the least. Everyone knows how challenging it was, but the first responders, our police officers, our firefighters, our EMTs, even our public works departments in this past year have really excelled in a challenging environment. And we are very fortunate to have all of them. So it is an honor to be representing them for such an award. And I would just like to say, reach out to your first responders. You know, this is a great award for me, and I'm going to share it with my team. But first responders are challenged with everything that's going on, and they definitely can use just a big hello or a big smile when they're out there doing the work that they're doing for you. It is a service-oriented role, and we really take that. The men and women that I've served with across the spectrum really take that as a personal opportunity to do our service to our community. And we love serving you. We're honored to serve you, and we take great pride in it, but realize it is challenging. In the volunteer fire service, I've been very fortunate to work across the county and actually train in the western part of the state with volunteer firemen. And if you think that they're not proud to be volunteer firemen, then you haven't talked with very many of us. But please reach out and tell them thank you. And thank you again for the award. I'm very honored.
Our next award is First Responder Award winner for organization is Onslow United Transit System. Onslow United Transit System, better known as OUTS or OUTS, has been providing transportation for seniors and others for dialysis to 4 senior centers, medical appointments, and employment sites since 1979. During the pandemic, the caring dedication of the staff has been outstanding to transport folks at 4:30 in the morning each day for life-sustaining medical treatments, as well as to get to their COVID vaccine shots in a safe and social distancing environment. The passion and empathy of the 25 transit staff has been a blessing for those socially isolated and affected by the pandemic. OUTS cares. Here's Carol Long.
Thank you so much. Behind me, you can see some of our staff. On behalf of the entire staff of Onslow United Transit System, I want to take thank the AARP of the North Carolina Coastal Region for the First Responder Award for an organization. Our staff was completely surprised by the award for what they do day to day and are so appreciative for this recognition. Our staff has a true passion for the citizens of Onslow County. They truly love what they do and they demonstrate it day to day. Thank you, staff.
Our next award is the Innovative Pandemic Response Award winner for an individual, and that's North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper. Governor Cooper is a compassionate humanitarian who has served North Carolina selflessly through his caring COVID outreach and education, as well as the ability to help North Carolinians with services, programs, and resources and safety. Governor Roy Cooper could not be with us tonight. However, we have a pre-recorded thank you message from here to share.
Hi, everybody. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper here. I am so grateful to receive the AARP's Innovative Pandemic Response Award. And I want all of you to know that it belongs to the pandemic response team right here in North Carolina. So many people working so hard. This virus has ravaged our communities and taken family members, friends, and neighbors way too soon. But even in the midst of crisis, I have been inspired by the resilient and generous spirit of North Carolinians who've stepped up to support each other. I know many AARP seniors have stepped up and volunteered. Thanks for that. I'm going to keep listening to experts, following the science and the data, and taking action to stop the spread. Hope is on the horizon as more vaccines are going into people's arms every day. And as we look to the future, we can find opportunity in crisis by putting equity at the forefront of our efforts to rebuild our communities and our economy. Thanks again for this award. It's the honor of my lifetime to serve as North Carolina's governor as we work together to turn the corner on this pandemic and emerge stronger than ever before. Thanks.
And thank you, Governor Cooper. Our next award, our final award before our break here, is Innovative Pandemic Response for Organization, and that goes to Plantation Village. Plantation Village is a nonprofit life plan community located in Porter's Neck with over 300 residents from age 62 to 100 years young, and 150 staff, volunteers, and family members. During the COVID-19 pandemic, conscientious risk management, infection control, and health services teams implemented emergency protocols to protect the safety of their community with any COVID cases. Their diligence has paid off. Plantation Village is a replicable success story on how careful planning, healthcare prevention, and teamwork can succeed against the pandemic. They received the highest rank in the life care service according to J.D. Power 2020 Senior Living Study. Congratulations.
On behalf of Plantation Village, its 300 residents, board members, and 150 associates, we're honored to have been selected by the committee. I want to give a special thank you to the 150 associates that make Plantation Village work. You are so important to what we do. And in the last 12 months, you've delivered over 100,000 meals. You've weathered the storms, and today when it was 38 degrees, you continued to screen every guest, visitor, resident as they came in. In the beginning of the pandemic, you actually disinfected every piece of mail before delivering it. That's thousands of pieces of mail. But the number that I hope you're most proud of is 0. And because of your actions, 0 is the number of COVID cases that we've had amongst our residents. And that's not by accident, that's because of the role that you've played. I want to thank our residents who've shown resiliency, who've checked in on their neighbors, who've given us creative ideas to help us innovate. I want to thank our management partner, Life Care Services, and all of the vendors and community partners who answered the call. It's been a tough 12 months, but having received our second dose of the vaccine and having this award, we're really excited about our future. I also want to give a special thank you to our leadership team that is so dedicated and work day and night to make all this happen. Jonna, Kay, Kara, Alyssa, Elisa, Lisa, Alicia, that is so hard to say. And I want to thank you for all that you've done, and glad to be here tonight. Thank you.
Now at this time, we will listen to the North Carolina Symphony Players and then watch the video of the 2020 Community Challenge Grant winner, Martin County Chamber of Commerce.
Williamston's the intersection of the cross point between Highway 64, runs east and west, and 17 runs north and south.
Our county seat is Williamston, which is where our project is happening in our downtown area of Williamston. We said it'd be a great way to kind of pay tribute to what it used to be, but also looking into the future and what a downtown needs. We need a little outdoor venue where people can gather.
For generations, Williamston was a local hotbed.
Our entire town was one hub of activity. Saturday, back during the tobacco season, you couldn't find a parking place. And you had parking on both sides of the street. One side was diagonal parking, the other side was parallel parking. Every store occupied. There were no empty storefronts. If somebody moved out of one, there's somebody in it before the paint dried. It was amazing.
But times changed. Williamston lost its vibrance, and with it, its capacity to attract newcomers.
Our towns, the majority of them look like bad dental jobs with holes in between the teeth. You know, it's one of those situations. This is changing. This right here is one of the things that will help change it. If we have a hole, fill it with a green space. Put something in there that gives back to the community.
And what better to go there than a new outdoor community theater built on the footprint of the former Watts Theater, once an entertainment mainstay in town.
All the theaters back then had stages. You didn't build one without putting a stage there. And I've seen live acts in there. They had a magician in there at the Watts Theater now, and hypnotist. Then you'd have, in between the movies sometimes, they would have one of the local bands come and play.
Much of that, and much more, will happen again now, thanks to a grant from AARP North Carolina, and a whole lot of local elbow grease.
Hey everyone, my name is Chase Connor and I'm the Executive Director for the Martin County Chamber of Commerce. I am excited to be here announcing about an awesome project that we're working on this fall.
When we found out we received the grant, we said, you know, even though this year has been crazy, the timing's perfect. You know, it's going to benefit a lot of different people. One of the things that, you know, we've been hearing is, you know, there's nothing to do, or there's need to be, you know, things happening.
It would be perfect for a wedding venue, it'd be perfect for a reception, a class reunion. Church services could be held if they had to. Open air services.
The one thing that keeps being said when it gets brought up is we really need like a good sandwich shop or a good restaurant so we can sit down and then you can go over there and enjoy music.
The past year, this is something that people are starting to see, okay, I'm gonna move my business to downtown.
I'm here today basically to kind of walk you around, announce about the project, and show you kind of what our plans are. So this back space right against the parking lot, we're going to be building a stage, an outdoor theater.
And we want to have the community involved in this thing. That's important. If you don't have the involvement, you won't have the support. Everybody needs to take ownership of this.
You can see it changing our downtown and our county. So that's why I encourage people to look at what is changing and what can you get involved in.
I volunteered to help clean up. So when we had a bunch of big trees and trying to figure out what in the world we were going to do, we had a volunteer day, and me and several others, we were dragging big old limbs and trying to throw them on a pile, and it ended up a huge pile, but it looked so much better when we were done.
We're going to be building gardens and building benches. We have a community garden group in Martin County, and also we've got some local high school classes, that woodworking classes and horticulture classes that's going to be involved in the project as well. So you're looking for something that brings the community together. This is the project, you know, sponsored with AARP. We're together with the community, and it's something that's going to benefit businesses, citizens, pretty much visitors coming through too. Anybody that would enjoy an outdoor space, this project will benefit.
Now to the intergenerational educational Trailblazer Award for individuals. And the winner of this category is Reverend Danielle Glaze. Reverend Glaze has been called a leader of leaders, empowering the community with her outreach ministry by fulfilling the needs of the community with blankets and socks for the homeless, to tutoring and providing computers for kids, as well as food, to coordinating COVID testing for communities of color. Her compassionate vision for 2020 was a year of restoration. She brought the rural community of Teachee in Duplin County beyond through technology and education. She's an amazing woman of God. She inspires and aspires. What a blessing you are to the community. Reverend Glaze, here you go. Congratulations. Oh, wait, that way.
I got it. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. First, I want to give honor to God, because it is He who called me to this wonderful congregation called First Baptist Church of Teachee in Teachee, North Carolina, exit 384 off of I-40. I just want to first thank God and then thank them. They are truly servant-minded people, and we make a great team together. I am deeply moved and honored to be recognized for such an amazing award. And it's amazing, in just a short amount of 2 years, I've been called a trailblazer twice. So I guess I better just keep on blazing trails, huh? Thank you, AARP North Carolina, for such an honor. Thank you, Annetta Highsmith and Shirley Bolden, for thinking enough of me to nominate me for this. And I am so very excited that the work of Christ is being honored. Myself and the members of First Baptist Church of Teachee and friends, we have merely sought to do what God commands all of His children to do. And He says to love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your mind. And that is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself. So that's what we have tried to do. Our vision is to be gap fillers in the lives of our members and the community by serving, by providing resources, and just being a light to show the way. So we pray that everything that we have done has been a blessing. We are still blazing trails. We are still serving. And I believe that we show people best that we love them by trying to improve their lives, meet their basic needs, and to give hope in hopeless times. So I am indeed honored. I thank you, and I am grateful. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everyone.
Reverend Glaze, I think you've just recruited some people to your church.
Hey, come on. Exit 384.
What a trailblazer. Thanks and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Our next award is Intergenerational Education Trailblazer for an organization. And the winner is the Assistance League of Greater Wilmington. The Assistance League is a 501c3 nonprofit serving New Hanover, Pender, and Brunswick counties. It's operated and managed by 147 volunteer members who help educators, students, seniors, children, and families year-round through support of various philanthropic community service programs, including activities for AHARA, Spring Arbor, Operation Seniors, which is grandparents raising grandchildren. I have a 13-year-old and I feel like a grandparent raising a grandchild. It also is Operational School Bell, Kids on the Block, Operational Scholar Support, SECU Family Housing for hospital visitors, Links to Learning, Operation Teddy Bear, Operation TLC, Operation It's in the Bag, and slightly off-key string-alongs. The goal is to clothe, feed, educate, and inspire by transforming lives and strengthening the community. During COVID, they actually donated $10,000 each to Mother Hubbard's Cupboard and Nourish NC, as well as donating $20,000 to support college students at Brunswick and Cape Fear community colleges. The Assistance League Thrift Shop and a variety of fundraising events have generated more than $1,250,000 to invest it back into communities since the year 2008. Amazing work from very dedicated volunteers who really care. And we want a show of hands. You can do this through your Zoom. How many people tonight are representing the Assistance League? Go ahead and raise your hand on Zoom. Look at that. All right, well, we welcome you and thank you for being here. And we want to give this to the International Education Trailblazer Organization, Assistance League of Greater Wilmington. Accepting is Sheila Osan for Sue Aber, who's the president. Sheila, there you go.
It's a beautiful award. Thank you. It's truly an honor for Assistance League to be included in this list of recipients. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about us. In 2008, 27 women started what is now the 119th chapter of National Assistance League. Our signature program is Operation School Bell. Our very first program was with the Grandparent Support Network. We packed 42 backpacks with school uniforms, underwear, socks, hygiene kit, and a book. And we met at a local park and distributed the backpacks to the very happy children and grandparents. We continue to work with the Grandparent Support Network through the YWCA and AARP. Our Operation School Bell now serves 22 schools in the Tri-County area. We supply school clothing and school supplies to children. We also give school nurses 2 backpacks filled with extra supplies for their needs. Each year we provide a new book to every 3rd grader in the 22 schools. Every year we provide more than a ton of snack packs to Nourish North Carolina. Other programs for children include Links to Learning, which provides awards to educators for creative teaching programs. Since 2012, we have awarded more than $231,000. We also have Kids on the Block. It's a puppet troupe, and we hope to get back into the schools next year. Our other focus is seniors. We work with AHEPA, Spring Arbor Senior Care Facilities, providing activities for residents. We have a group of 27 women who play the ukulele and go to senior residences and do a 45-minute program, sing-along. We serve students. Since 2015, we have provided more than $113,000 to scholarships to Brunswick and Cape Fear Community College. How do we do this? We have a thrift shop on the corner of Eastwood and Racine. It's a beautiful store and completely staffed by our volunteer members. I invite you to come and check it out. We serve children, families, educators, college students, and seniors. We are intergenerational. On behalf of Assistance League members, past and present, we sincerely thank you for this recognition of our work in your community.
And now our next award is for Natural Disaster Solutions Leader Award for the individual category. And that is Teresa Smith, who is Emergency Management Technician of New Hanover County. Teresa is selflessly dedicated and committed to the safety and well-being of New Hanover County citizens through her efforts to educate, innovate, communicate, and strengthen support systems and programs by her mantra: create a plan, build an emergency kit, and be informed, with various agencies such as Red Cross, Salvation Army, the United Way. She leads the county CERT program to share information, empower consumers, recruit and coordinate volunteers and staff, and best serve those in need during difficult times of COVID, hurricanes, and other disasters. Teresa has a caring heart which encompasses all things safety, with emergency protection prevention for everyone concerned. And we want to give this award to Teresa Smith. Congratulations.
Thank you, Donna, for that introduction. I would like to thank the AARP organization and WWAY TV for hosting such a wonderful event. I'm honored to accept this award and humbled to be in the presence of so many wonderful organizations. I'm just amazed at hearing the stories of all the community outreach that has taken place. It just makes me want to be a part of all of them. I would like to thank AARP for the partnership that we've developed over the last 7 to 8 months in our discussions in disaster preparedness. We've done presentations together on the local, state, and even the national level. I appreciate the excitement that has been building in our Community Emergency Response Team program. And I'm humbled in the confidence and respect that we've gained for each other in such a short period of time. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to our continued partnership in the future. I'd like to take this opportunity to share my spotlight because I promise you, I know this is an individual award, but New Hanover County Emergency Management is a team, and I'm part of a wonderful, wonderful team. So I'd like to give a shout out to Stephen, Anna, Zach, Bruce, Audrey, Rosie, and Krishna. This is our award, not just mine. We work hard individually, but we work even harder as a team. We respect one another and push one another beyond our limits. And this award could have gone to any one of them. We all have a heart for the citizens of New Hanover County and desire to help them to be as educated and as prepared as we can possibly help them be when disasters come. And I appreciate the confidence and trust that my team has in me in order to be able to build these partnerships and to be able to carry our mission on to get our community prepared. And I would be remiss for not thanking our entire New Hanover County organization. It's an awesome place to work. For the past almost 13 years, they've allowed me the opportunity to develop professionally as well as personally. I'd like to shout out a special thank you to Kate Oslager, who is my personal cheerleader. She's always willing, no matter how busy she is, to be either by my side in person or behind the scenes, cheer me on, supporting me. And lastly, I'd like to thank my family who has sacrificed many days and nights of me being away, trying to learn how to do my job better. And in situations like Hurricane Florence, was gone for about 13 days, and they are my greatest support system. I love you guys. I want to thank my dad, who has recently passed away, giving me unendless amounts of love to share with others. I thank God for the passion in my heart to serve other people in our community. I'd like to leave you with this, a quote by Ruth Smeltzer. You've not lived a perfect day, even though you have earned your money, unless you have done something for someone who will never be able to repay you. So I challenge you to go out into your community and make a difference. Thank you for this award.
Our next award is for Natural Disaster Solutions Leader Award for an organization. And this year's winner is NC Stop Gen X in Our Water. Beth Klein Marcassino is a visionary and a tenacious believer who has made a difference for Wilmington residents through her efforts to begin a nonprofit to fight for clean water with free filter systems to mitigate quantities of PFAS chemicals out of our drinking water. She has saved underserved and low-income local residents with the installation of these filter systems. Her passion has continued supportive advocacy to help overcome Gen X. We have cleaner water because of Beth's foresight and her genuine passion. So how many of you in the audience tonight represent NC Stop Gen X? Show us by raising your hands on the Zoom. Hi to you out there. Thanks for attending. And we would like to give this award to Beth Klein Marcassino. Wait a minute, that's Beth Gaglione. We need Beth Klein Marcassino. Is she around?
Thank you. Thank you, Donna. I'm honored to accept the Natural Disaster Solutions Leader Award and join past recipients who I have long admired and respected. A very special thank you to AARP for selecting me, and an enormous salute to all of this year's nominees, each of whom I have made incredible contributions throughout North Carolina. Thank you to Jeff Mills, who nominated me and my organization. I would also like to thank my husband and my daughter, whom have been my biggest supporters and cheerleaders for this long fight for clean water. I would also like to thank HydroVive for their grant so that I can provide over 150 clean water filters for low-income New Hanover residents. This award is dedicated to all of the New Hanover residents that right now are without clean drinking water, many of whom are also sick due to the health effects of PFAS in our water. I pledge that I will hold our polluters responsible. I will regulate PFAS chemicals and provide our communities with clean, safe drinking water. And one last thing, this award is dedicated to my son, Samuel. Mommy loves you. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, and thank you, Beth. How precious is that? And as a mother of two sons, I can totally relate. Well, we love our children, all of them. And congratulations, Beth. Thanks for what you do for all of our kids. The next award is Social Impact Award for the individual. And the winner in this category is Holly Blackwelder, who is with the Cape Fear Area Agency on Aging Long-Term Ombudsman. Holly oversees New Hanover and Pender County long-term care facilities. Before and during the pandemic, she's been a passionate advocate for families, residents, and staff to ensure their rights for quality care during COVID and beyond. Because of Holly, many families were able to communicate through innovative technology to see their family members when they were isolated. She made sure that tech and FaceTime visitations were available to eliminate that social isolation between families and their loved ones. She is the breath of sunshine for the families and residents because she protects their rights, their care, their communication, and their connectedness. If you ever need an advocate, Holly's your gal. She's the #1 choice who is a godsend to LTC residents and their families because of the tireless effort that she puts forth to assure continued safety, both physically and emotionally. And for that, Holly, we say thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Donna. Good evening, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank AARP for the recognition of me in the Social Impact Award. As a long-term care ombudsman for the Cape Fear region, my job is to advocate for those residents who reside in long-term care facilities. My role is to ensure that their voices are heard or even be their voice when they cannot speak for themselves. I work to protect and defend their rights that they are entitled to, along with getting resolution to a variety of problems, concerns, and complaints. This is a job that I take seriously as it is my passion. I love the work that I do and the population that I serve. It is an honor and a privilege to serve these residents in long-term care as they are one of the most vulnerable populations in our community. I fight for their right on a daily basis to ensure that they are treated with dignity and respect and have the quality of care and the quality of life that we all deserve. The pandemic, like everything else, has made my job even more challenging than it already was. But my advocacy did not stop. If anything, it challenged me and caused me to be more creative and work even harder, especially with issues like securing their stimulus money or making sure that their right to vote was achieved. I would also like to thank my coworkers at the Cape Fear Council of Governments, and especially my colleagues in the Area Agency on Aging. I want to thank them for their dedication, their hard work, and most importantly, their support, continuing support that they give to the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Once again, thank you, AARP, for this beautiful award. It is an honor, and I am humbled, and I will cherish it. Thank you so much.
And as we move on, our next award is Social Impact Award for an organization, and the winner this year is St. Jude Metropolitan Community Church, MCC. Thanks to the leadership and caring hearts at St. Jude's MCC, 20+ volunteers known as Lunch Bag Angels make and distribute 100 meals twice per week, serving homeless people with the outreach of food, blankets, clothing, and personal hygiene and comfort items for those in dire need, providing assistance for all ages, serving New Hanover County. This program is funded 100% through donations. So thank you for caring. And accepting this award is Tim Corbett. Congratulations, Tim.
Thank you, Donna, for the award. I want to thank AARP for this award honoring St. Jude's Metropolitan Community Church Lunchbag Angels program. I'm accepting this award on behalf of all the volunteers that help feed the hungry every week. This program started about a year ago, feeding 50 individuals that are most vulnerable in our community, those living without shelter. When the time of COVID in 2020, now we feed approximately 100 people twice a week. It's been an inspiration to me that a small ministry that started in our church is now a major program that involves many members of our community. Thank you again for recognizing all the individuals who make this program possible every week. Thank you.
Our next award is the Veteran Exemplary Service for Organizations, and we have three. It is UNCW Veterans Center, American Legion Post 545, and Cameron Art Museum, the U.S. Colored Troops Project. And we'll start with UNCW Veterans Center. When Wilmington College, now known as UNCW, first opened in 1947, 75% of the students there were World War II veterans. Today, the UNCW Office of Military Affairs, under the capable leadership of Bill Kaczynski, USMC Sergeant, is the largest and only veterans hall of its kind at any university system in the US, providing supportive services, benefit resources, education, job opportunities, and more to over 2,100 military affiliated students. Seahawks Who Serve has always demonstrated a commitment to create an inclusive environment to meet the needs of both traditional and non-traditional students. And so we want to say congratulations to you, Sergeant Bill Kaczynski.
I would first like to thank AARP of North Carolina for recognizing our office with the Coastal Inspiration Award in the Veteran Exemplary Service for Organization category, and to offer my congratulations to all of the individuals and organizations recognized here this evening. Sharing the spotlight with you is not only a humbling experience, but an inspiring one as well. While in the military, you are referred to as a service member, but when you take off the uniform, you don't quit serving. How appropriate that the motto of AARP instilled by Dr. Andrews states, to serve, not be served. That is a reflection of what our office tries to model each day. Many of our military students transitioning from the military to civilian world and embedding themselves here in our community bring along with them a variety of challenges, some physical, some social, some psychological. I'm thankful for all of the organizations that are recognized and many others here this evening that provide compassion and resources to help mitigate many of those challenges. So on behalf of Melanie Nelson, Joanna Demott, over 2,300 military students here at UNCW and myself, I graciously accept this beautiful award and promise you that we will continue to uphold the ideals that it's based upon. As we move forward in this great time of uncertainty, my hope is that you will reach out to our office and all of the other recipients gathered here this evening when you are in need or wish to collaborate in order to make a positive difference in our communities. As our military students graduate and depart UNCW, they will be entering your communities, and I sincerely hope you will find ways to engage with them as they can and will continue to serve and strive to make a difference. Once again, congratulations to all the other recipients this evening and to AARP North Carolina. Thank you, and Semper Fi.
And our second winner in this category, American Legion Post 545, under the leadership of Post Commander Walker Biggs. It was chartered in July of 2012 as the newest post in New Hanover County, serving northern part of the county. They have grown from the original 25 members to 148 members today. Post 545 is an honor post honoring the memory of Master Sergeant Chester Biggs Jr., who was a World War II and Korean War Marine Corps veteran. He was also a POW for 45 months in North China, and also honoring the memory of Sergeant First Class Edward C. Kramer, who was a North Carolina National Guardsman and a Marine Corps veteran killed in action in Iraq on June 29th, 2009. During the 2019-2020 year, they provided $1,050 in emergency aid to veterans, $3,850 in support to children, and they also supported high school students through Tar Heel Boys State, the Student Trooper Program, American Legion Baseball, and American Legion Lady Fast Pitch, in addition to helping families who had demonstrated needs. Thank you for your service and sacrifice post 545. And accepting the award is Commander Walker Biggs.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Donna. On behalf of our new post commander, David Buzzard, after 8 years, is finally able to get somebody to take over as commander, and the men and women of Biggs Kramer American Legion Post 545. Thank you for this award. As Bill said, our veterans served their country, and they didn't quit serving when they got out. Many of them continue to serve in our veterans organizations like the American Legion, VFW, different veteran service organizations. Our mission as a post is to serve our veterans, their families, and the children and youth in our community. We are a small post, but we have a heart for service. We provide direct services to individual veterans, their families, in need such as food, utilities, etc. Sometimes just being a willing ear for their concerns. We also work with any children and youth in need and provide opportunities through our Legion programs, as you mentioned about Tar Heel Boys State, Student Trooper, Legion Baseball, Legion Lady Fast Pitch, and the Oratorical Contest. And Legion Lady Fast Pitch is our newest program in North Carolina, and we're proud to be partnering in that. Once again, thank you, AARP of North Carolina, for this award, this recognition. It's a very nice award too, really. And God bless you all. Have a great evening.
And the final winner in this category is the Cameron Art Museum U.S. Colored Troops Project. It was created by artist Stephen Hayes, who envisions his work to recognize the United States Colored Troop, which is known as USCT, who fought in the Battle of Forks Road in February of 1865, honoring them with a sculpture at the Cameron Art Museum, which was the site of the skirmish. The life-size bronze sculpture will feature 11 men in formation, marching in formation, each one of them cast in the likeness of a USCT descendant, and reenactors and military veterans. About 1,600 men of color fought in and won the battle for the Union, which directly led to the fall of Wilmington and the collapse of Confederate control in the Cape Fear. The unveiling of this sculpture, incidentally, will be in November of this year. And accepting are Ann Brennan and Heather Wilson with Cameron Art Museum USCT Project. Congratulations.
Thank you, Donna, so much. On behalf of our trustees, our staff, our volunteers, our members, it is such an honor to stand beside the side of each and every one of you this evening. What an honor it is to be here. Thank you, Suzanne, ever faithful collaborator, supporter of all of our work. And Renee Lawson, we definitely want to give a shout out to Renee. It is such validation, tonight's award, in that we all do value the monuments we construct around ourselves and what it tells us, the very environment that we build tells us about our values, not only to the visitors of our region, but it holds us accountable to the values that we hold to ourselves and to one another. And our stewardship, the museum is constructed on sacred ground. Men died, fought and died on that very soil. And so we commissioned Stephen to do this commemorative work. And it's an extraordinarily large project. The 1,600 men, Donna, that you referred to, the majority of them, we have never known their names. 80% of them, of 80% of even the nearly 180,000 US colored troops that fought victoriously in the American Civil War, 80% were from the American South, the majority enslaved and some freedmen. The artistic director, the project manager of this endeavor, the very conscience of it all is our deputy director, Heather Wilson, and she's with us tonight. So Donna, if we may toss it to Heather, that would be my great joy. Thank you all so much for being the wind beneath our wings with this important endeavor.
Thank you, Anne, and thank you, ARP. And I especially want to thank the veterans, the USCT descendants, and the USCT reenactors who allowed artist Stephen Hayes to cast their faces. Stephen asked them to imagine that they were one of the 1,600 USCT soldiers who were fighting for their personal freedom and the freedom of their families at the Battle of Forks Road when he cast their faces, and 11 of these men will be featured in the final sculpture, which will be unveiled November 13th, 2021. We are so grateful to you. So thank you. Thank you so much.
And I remember WWAY has done stories about this before, so we are very excited for the unveiling, and congratulations to the entire team behind this project. Our final award that we are presenting tonight is the Exceptional Service Award, and this goes to Jane Jones, former Cape Fear Area Agency on Aging Director. Jane is a nurse, an RN, and she's formerly the director of the Area Agency on Aging with the Cape Fear Council of Governments, serving over 25 years in Brunswick, Columbus, Pender, and New Hanover counties. She worked with the local counties in planning and establishing a comprehensive system of services and opportunities for older adults, and enhanced awareness of elder abuse and mistreatment and fraud prevention through the regional Cape Fear Elder Abuse Prevention Network. And that's comprised of more than 30 health and human service agencies from a 4-county area. Mrs. Jones has served on many local and state boards and committees, including the North Carolina Attorney General's Senior Consumer Fraud Task Force, the North Carolina Association of Area Agencies on Aging, Southeastern Association of Area Agencies on Aging, and Access 3 of the Lower Cape Fear. Jane's heartfelt devotion to older adults has placed her in high esteem as a pioneer, a leader, and an advocate in the aging field. Jane could not be with us tonight. However, we have her pre-recorded thank you message to share, and here it is.
Good evening. I am most appreciative and feel so honored to receive this Exceptional Service Award from Coastal AARP and Suzanne Black for my work with the Cape Fear Area Agency on Aging. It has been such an incredible experience to work with a talented and knowledgeable AAA staff in my agency, supportive executive leadership at the Council of Governments and North Carolina Division of Aging and Adult Services, as well as with dedicated visionary staff at the local lead agencies in Brunswick, Columbus, Pender, and New Hanover counties, and the multiple community service organizations and providers and folks like AARP in our region and state. These collaborative efforts have resulted in significant impacts that continue to enable the growth of quality, inclusive, and innovative services for our ever-expanding population of older citizens in our area. It also included the realigning of service delivery entirely during a pandemic. The multiple partners that I've had the pleasure to work with over the many years have been the true inspiration to me. Thank you for this recognition of my role, which I will always treasure.
And thank you, Jane. And I'm just going to kind of check with our producers. Is Ramel back on? Do we have Ramel? I know all the Ramel fans are. I can hear you. Ramel's here. And how fun has this been, Ramel, with all the chats and everybody giving everybody shout outs? And there's been so much love in this community tonight.
Yeah, there really has. The support amongst the community's been, I was not expecting it to be this wild. It just everyone's so supportive. It's welcoming. We had some people tearing up and whatnot. It's just an amazing event that's been going on tonight.
I said our congratulations to all the winners. And now I think it's time to hear from Wanda and Suzanne.
Well, first of all, you guys have been so awesome. And I think we need to give you all a really round of applause. And all of our fabulous winners tonight. It's just been so inspiring. That's why it's a night of inspiration. This is just amazing. So Wanda and I would like to just also give an award to you all. If you'd show your award that you have there. We want to say thank you for the Media Award to WWAY, to our own Donna Gregory and Ramel Carpenter. Your journalism during this pandemic has been outstanding. You've demonstrated conscientious fortitude and commitment to prepare our community to stay safer. You guys are amazing, and you have the spirit of caring we can always count on you. So let's give them another round of applause, and everybody else. And this is so great. So we're going to toss the ball back over to you one more time before we close out the evening. Thank you.
So Ramel, what's it been like for you as someone who is not AARP eligible yet to hang out with all of the rest of us?
I'm older on the inside. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with. Much older on the inside, younger on the outside. It's been a great experience, and I'm just so thankful to be here alongside you, hosting this wonderful event. Definitely been a good time tonight. So we just want to say thank you for joining us this evening. This event has been recorded, and all who registered will receive a link via email so they can enjoy our evening of inspiration once again.
And we are grateful and so honored to have shared all of this time with you, and recognizing those of you who have made a really significant difference in our community and a big impact in the coastal communities despite the COVID pandemic. Be safe, be well. We'll see you next year.
Thank you.